Today is a beautiful day because we are going to upload a new chapter of this wonderful podcast. So welcome again to this channel. If you are new, subscribe, please continue listening the content. So yes, let's start. I am so happy to share with you guys in this time a critical idea or a critical position about education and also the learning procedures of foreign language. It is very important to have encountered these kind of topics. So before I start, I'm going to share with you a phrase that I really like it, and let's start because I want also to share a question that is the main idea of this chapter. So, okay, please listen until the end. So, as language teachers, we must be interested in the study of culture, not because we necessarily want to teach the culture of the other country. It is also because we have to teach it. If we teach language without teaching at the same time the culture in which it operates, we are teaching meaningless symbols or other kind of things which the student attach the wrong meaning. For unless students are only learning about foreign symbols. But the most important thing is also how to incorporate culture into the foreign language classroom acquisition. So we have today a question that is very important. This question is: how can we update the curricular guideline and the foreign language standards to reflect the new language ecologies our students are facing inside and outside of the classroom regarding English, and really be up to date with the new suggestions for the curriculum? So, to answer to this question, I will want to show you guys some main ideas that I found at the internet and how we can relate that with the answer to this question. So we are going to speak about curricular guidelines and also to the language ecologies and how we can incorporate culture into the foreign language acquisition. So let's start with a short meaning about language ecology by Professor Mora at the UPB University in Colombia. He told us that language ecology studies the dynamics of interaction and coexistence of an old and new language in social context. As you know, language are changing with the pass of the time and also the perspectives of the people. Because teaching with a language ecology perspective show us an intercultural point of view. Because language, it is a tool that give us identity, because we are a bilingual or a multilingual society. We can speak in many languages if we learn about it. But it is not only to learn about the system of the language, it's also important to know about the culture. Because if we can communicate effectively, we can know deeply about the developing of the target language. Because if the students are able to know about linguistics and also about the cultures, they will be into a connection between many emotions about like feelings or touching or smelling, because students can be into a new perspectives. If we can guide students into a cultural view, they can also analyze foreign people perspectives and not just hear their language is more deeply. So, to achieve that goal, cultural activities and objectives should be carefully organized and also incorporate into lesson plans to enrich and inform the teaching content that have a connotation with the curricular guidelines. So, the use of following materials and techniques for presenting cultural aspects in the classroom is so recommended recently. It is also connected with the linguistic diversity and also the concept that we develop at the beginning of this chapter about language ecology, because it's the coexistence of a language in a period of time and in many social contexts. So, are you enjoying this chapter? I hope that you can understand the topic, and also I wish that we can learn about this critical position about education, because it is the hit in those times. Learn a foreign language. So, let's connect our ideas. We was speaking about language ecologies and also the identities and the intercultural dialogues, and yes, many things about this topic, but it is not only for tell with you about that. I will want to connect these concepts to answer to the main question that we develop at the beginning of this podcast. So, let's continue. I really like to recording this kind of podcast because I feel that I am like directly speaking to you. So it's like not only teaching you a concept or sharing you like my perspectives, it's not that. I feel that I am learning with you. So yes, let's continue and let's answer our main question. So I will want to show you also a concept that is connected with the linguistic anthropology, because there is a main concept that can reflect to us like new opportunities to connect new curricular guidelines and also to facilitate the development of our activities into our classroom and with our students. So let's see what is linguistic anthropology. So linguistic anthropology, it is a branch of anthropology that studies the role of language in the social life of individuals and communities. Linguistic anthropology explores how language shapes communication. Language plays a very important role in social language. And yes, this concept is connected with cultural beliefs and ideologies. So, as you see, linguistic anthropology and also language ecology are connected, right? It is wonderful. Language is a very awesome topic to study. So, linguistic anthropology gives us knowledge about new cultures or ancient tribes or native people, how they create their language, how we can have our identities. It is wonderful because as Pier Paolo Gioli told us, language and social context study the relationship between worldviews, grammatical categories and semantic files, the influence of speech on socialization and personal relationships, and the interaction of linguistic and social communities. So, as teachers, we must explain cultures and cultural differences. With that, we can help students to adjust the target culture and also new cultures. It's no matter how difficult it can be. We can teach how to create intercultural bridges because students will have a positive and objective attitude to understand a new culture, but knowing first their main culture. Learners need to be taught to become sensitive observers, use proper language, being connected with another context, learning how to pay attention to interactions, and that will be a unique opportunity to advance not only in their linguistic acquisition, it also can help them to advance learning about the human cooperations and communication with new perspectives around the world. So I will want to end this podcast with this beautiful fact. So an exchange with another culture might lead up to psychological growth and better understanding for how we are, what we value, and where we might want to go. The specific aspects of the cross-cultural communication experience before and after present individual